And then for your conclusion, it would be a restatement of the thesis, not word for word though. It's a restatement of the problem and a summary of your ideas. And you would also give a call to action. You want people to do something, agree with you, write their congressman, whatever it is, you would give a call to action in your conclusion. Now, to build a really strong argument, the traditional way of thinking of this is that you need to have three things. You need to have pathos, which is the emotional appeal, pulling on the heartstrings of your audience. You would need ethos, which is your credibility, showing that you should be listened to, you should be agreed with because you are sound and you are credible. And then logos would be appealing to a person's logical way of thinking. So you want to appeal to reason. So pathos appeals to those values and the emotions. Let's look at an example of pathos. Now what we'll see in a few moments is a little commercial of sorts that comes from a website. Okay. So here we are. Here's our pathetic appeal. Cesium-based reactor kills. A baby turtle breaks free from the leathery shell of its egg, catching its first glimpse of its first sunrise. It pauses a moment to rest, unaware of the danger that lies so close to it. As the tide comes in, approaching the nest, it also approaches a small pile of metal, cesium. The water draws closer and closer, the turtle unsuspecting of the danger. Finally, the water touches the cesium. The nest is torn to bits in the resulting explosion, destroying even more of an endangered species. Now, although I read it in the cheesiest of possible ways, you can see how they use certain words and phrases. The fact that they use a baby turtle breaking free from its leathery shell as part of its opening image is supposed to tug at our heartstrings. We all love babies, yes? Baby pets, baby humans, cutest little thing, right? So they use that in order to get us to feel more than think, right? They explain this entire situation to us, trying to build suspense. The water draws closer and closer, right? And then we have the nest is torn to bits in the resulting explosion. So they're painting this image in our minds, and it's an image that's supposed to get an emotional reaction from us. That's what a pathetic appeal does. Now, it doesn't have to be quite as dramatic and over the top as this. We can go down a little bit farther into this particular service announcement, and you'll see how they use some questions. They talk about Acme Gizmotronics, some company, that they are dumping waste cesium onto the shores of the island, right? So they're giving us a little bit more of the backstory. And then they say, how can they get away with this? They're asking one of those questions that, again, is supposed to elicit an emotional response from us. And then they have their call to action, which is, what can you do about this? So again, we're supposed to be incensed by what's going on. And then even look how they do this at the bottom. It's in bold. Don't let them get away with it! Exclamation point. Boycott Acme products! Exclamation point. Right? Call your representatives. There's that call to action. And tell them you support stricter legislation to prevent things like this! Exclamation point. Right? So they use several devices to pull at our heartstrings, to get us emotional, to get us upset, to try and move us to agree with their point of view and to act on that. Okay.